President Trump, like always, is under some controversy today because he mentioned a lot of TV ratings regards to his press conferences from his task force that is handling the coronavirus and the COVID-19 updates as they do it briefly, as they go live with the media every day. They say that his ratings are better than the Bachelor season finale, that they have Monday Night Football ratings. And of course, people on Twitter and people on social media got really upset at this. Like, why is he comparing his ratings to TV shows when people are tuning in, not because they care about what he has to say, but because we need to have the most updated news regarding this global pandemic. I think it's pretty lowball from him to say this. And in the interview today, he took a shot at the media. Of course, he always does this. The news out of the task force today is that the new timeline is after April 31st is when they expect to get the country back running.
3 weeks ago. And now we've said, please don't work anymore. We're actually paying people not to work. Nobody's ever heard that. That's not for us. People want to work. But at the same time, and I'm so glad that Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx gave us a number. And the number on the outside, and maybe it's not even on the outside, we don't know, is 2.2 million people would have died if we didn't do what we're doing. And now we're looking at numbers that are going to be much, much, much lower than that.
That means one more month we're going to be stuck at home, not being able to go out, not being able to go and have a little good time because we're trying to protect ourselves and we're trying to protect the people that already need those ventilators and stuff around the country. June 1st looks like it might be the day we come back. But if it continues to stay bad, things are not turning better. He says the potential peak of this virus in the United States could be 2 weeks from now. So in the middle of April, right around when Coachella was going to happen, that's when the peak is going to be. So after that, it gives us 2 weeks to start seeing the curve come down, and hopefully by then we have enough ventilators, enough rooms, and people are actually getting treated. Now, one cool thing that happened is that Avid came up with this test that lets you know within 15 minutes of the test whether you're positive or negative for the coronavirus.
Approved in record time by Dr. Steve Hahn and the FDA. This is a point of care test, meaning that from the time to swab to the time you get a positive result, 5 minutes like the president said, and at most 15 minutes for a negative result. So just think of it as a 15-minute test.
Before, there was some reports that it takes a week, sometimes a couple of days, sometimes a day. But being able to know 15 minutes ahead is such a just a move because you're able to isolate yourself. They're able to move forward and see what stage of the virus and the infection that you have. So I think that's pretty cool. And he says one of the reasons why the United States has the most infected in the world is because we're doing the most tests. So with these new tests, the tests they're doing in New York, we're ramping up the test, and that's why the numbers keep coming up so fast, because we're actually testing. So when you look at the numbers, they're actually higher than what people are reporting because not everyone's getting tested. People without symptoms don't know that they have it. Some people might be asymptomatic and they don't show any signs, and the flu goes away and they infect other people, but they're not going to get sick. So the numbers are probably more drastic. In New York, they set up over 2,000 hospital beds that are going to be ready on Tuesday. We've already seen the deployment of the National Guard and some of these ships, of hospital ships of like 1,000 men hospital ships that's being deployed to New York and Los Angeles and other ports, because we're going all in against this virus, against the silent enemy, like President Trump likes to say.
We are really doing a job. Look, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, he's been terrific. We sent him a boat way ahead of schedule, the ship way ahead of schedule, hospital ship, the Mercy, with 1,000 beds, operating rooms, and it's been in LA for 3 days already.
And Dr. Fauci says that we shouldn't be married to the idea of these timelines or these graphs that show the exponential growth, because he says these are taken on the worst case scenario, and sometimes they don't account all the data, whether some states are different, the fight in the front lines might be different. So yes, looking at graphs is nice, but also let's take a step back and just focus it on day by day, week to week basis and see how we're doing.
Models often generate the kind of anxious question that you asked, is how bad could this possibly get? And as I've said many, many times, a model is as good as the assumptions that you put into the model. And very often, many of these assumptions are based on a complexity of issues that aren't necessarily the same, as Dr. Birx said, from one country to the other. So when you give a model, you have the worst extreme, you have the best extreme. Often the worst extreme means that you don't do anything. You just, as we say, let it rip and let it go.
Hopefully by the end of April, we're actually on track. That is some good news. Unfortunately, things keep getting worse in the United States. Today, over 2,000 people have passed away here in the United States alone. And like we said, we're the highest infected nation in the world. Over 700,000 infected in the world as of today, and over 30,000 deaths. Now the numbers are going to keep jumping up because now more countries have access to tests. The president of Mexico also told his citizens to stay home for at least a month, and they're going to try to provide supplies, food and stuff, and make sure everybody has enough and nobody runs out of stuff. So hopefully Mexico doesn't turn into a huge pandemic like it is here in the United States. I mean, there's over 130 million people in Mexico right now. That is a huge number. I'm more worried about the big cities because I know smaller towns are not going to be at a higher risk, but those big cities like Mexico City, that's one of the biggest cities in the world. Like, so much people live there in one area, and it could be the similar case that's just happening in New York right now. But that's just let's just keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully we get enough tests coming up soon. In some local news, Riverside County has over 200 infected as of right now, 233 as of the recording of this video. Here are some of the numbers from the Coachella Valley. Recently over the weekend, a 25-year-old passed away from the coronavirus here in the Coachella Valley. He was a resident of San Diego County, and he ended up passing away here, so he didn't contract it here. But Riverside County, right here in the Coachella Valley, is this is the epicenter in Riverside County, so we definitely have to stay on the lookout. I'm definitely going to not try to go outside as much as possible. Now, there was a clip over the weekend. Beaches in Jacksonville, Florida, and other parts of the country are still packed. Like, come on, bro. Jacksonville, Florida, y'all still over here. It just makes no sense. Like, people are not taking this serious. In California and other states, they've actually closed the beaches entirely. Like, no one's allowed there, which I think is pretty cool. And it sucks that the government has to force and close things down because we don't have a social contract where we're going to do our best to stay away from public areas, but we just can't help it as humans. I guess a lot of people are still skeptical, even though thousands of people are dying every day. But some pop culture news: Lady Gaga turned 34 years old yesterday. I didn't really make a video yesterday. I just made an update. If you guys want to send me your clips and your videos, or what are you guys doing to pass some time, send us your clips. I'll put the email in the description, and right here you guys can send me your clips on Instagram, whatever. I'll be sharing you guys' videos. I found this cool clip out of Dubai. There's a photo that went viral out of Dubai. Their empty streets are being sterilized by drones because Dubai's living in 2030 right now. They're ahead of the curve. Like, their technology is incredible. They have so much money over there. And this picture of President Putin out of Russia wearing an all-hazard suit, and I thought that was pretty funny. It went viral on Twitter. Like, this dude is not playing around. He does not want to get infected. Now, question of the day for you guys: if you could only take 4 CDs or could only stream 4 albums now that you were in a quarantine for the next 30 days, which 4 albums, which 4 CDs are you guys gonna take or listen to during this quarantine? And this is a hypothetical question. It's not really, don't listen to just 4 albums because that'll be a little crazy, but which 4 albums would you guys listen to in this time of quarantine? Let me know in the comments. I would definitely pick The College Dropout, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I want to say 2014 Forest Hill Drive. I really enjoy that album. I mean, I'm gonna cheat on this one, but I'm gonna say AC/DC's Greatest Hits because I love AC/DC, and I definitely needed some AC/DC fix during this time of crisis. So let me know your 4 CDs in the comments below. Billboard.com posted this article showing some famous venues empty right now due to the coronavirus. I thought that was interesting. Share some photos with you guys right here. The final thing for today is I actually just directed and shot and edited my very first music video. So I'll put the link in the description for my very first music video. I'm not going to be able to post it here on my channel, but I'll put the link right here, and I'll make a community post for you guys to watch it. So go to that video, like it, and if you want to say like Angel brought me here or whatever, that'd be kind of cool. So let me know what you guys think of my very first music video that I directed. Thank you guys for watching. My name's Angel. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and go and send me those videos so you guys could be featured in tomorrow's video and then the videos after that. My name's Angel, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Step into my mind.